After the 20th Century Fox completely became the property of Disney, probably none of its projects exciting the audience as much as Deadpool. Of course, after all, films about a red superhero have not only become very popular all over the world, not only made tons of money, but they also showed that an alternative approach to this topic, which is sharply different from everything that Marvel or DC do, can also be hugely successful. Therefore, when it became clear that Disney bosses are not eager to continue the story of Deadpool, millions of his fans were depressed at once. And finally, we have very cool and very joyful news. Hey everybody! So, we already realized it earlier that Kevin Feige is in no hurry to take on the third Deadpool. This was evidenced by the complete absence of any news about the film. Also, the author of the comic book Rob Liefeld and the performer of the main role Ryan Reynolds unanimously complained that Marvel was slowing down the development of the prequel. Among other things, by the way, the reason for this situation was also the fact that Disney company positions itself as a family company. As we all know perfectly well, its division Marvel Studios is doing roughly the same thing. And what the hell could be the family attachment in the first Deadpool films with their R rating, vulgar jokes and abundance of intense graphic violence and so on. Therefore, for the House of Mouse, the third film became a stumbling block and the unsolvable question of how to continue the successful strategy of the first parts, but at the same time do it all in a soft and family-like manner. In my opinion, the answer is obvious: no way. So the matter has reached a dead end, until recently, because just yesterday the comic book resource shared amazing information with reference to the famous insider Daniel Richman. We are informed that Marvel finally decided. Moreover, the studio has grandiose plans, since right now negotiations are underway to make the performer of the role of Wade Wilson, Ryan Reynolds, the highest-paid MCU star and offer him the largest contract in the history of the studio. According to insider information, this contract will include several films at once. So Marvel finally decided what they would do with Deadpool. Well, for comparison and understanding, for recent films in the MCU with Robert Downey Jr. was signed an agreement which made the actor richer by $150 million. Therefore, speaking about Reynolds, the deal with him should be even bigger, which in itself makes it clear that Disney and Marvel are preparing a great future for Deadpool. Otherwise, no one would pay to Reynolds such money, of course. By the way, comic book author Rob Liefeld recently indirectly confirmed this news by writing on his Twitter, quoting, "Look, all this means is that Feige finally came to his senses and gave it, as he should have long ago. Hoping this is true, Ryan as Deadpool is a sure thing in an entertainment canvas that is increasingly fragile. So as you can see, Deadpool's creator hopes for the best as well as the rest of us. But since we have already started talking about the future of this character in Marvel, at the level of rumors it was previously discussed several possibilities of how exactly Deadpool could fit into the world of the MCU. And one of the most likely versions was to make the third part a much less harsh film with PG-13 rating and adapt the Red Fellow to the common denominator of the studio's entire policy, from which so far it clearly stands out. It is clear that such prospects definitely will not please any of the fans of Deadpool, and Reynolds himself probably too. So despite the huge money, the studio management must offer to act on something else, something interesting and promising for his character, so that Ryan will agree. Indeed, this year he already became the second richest actor in the world, so money alone will hardly be able to lure Reynolds. Perhaps soon will happen something that has never happened before. Disney will begin making its first R-rated film, which in itself will be almost a revolution for the House of Mouse. In general, it seems to me Deadpool may radically change the whole conception not only of Marvel, but also of Disney, making it clear that it is high time to expand the scope. And do not hold on so convulsively to its family attachment. All of this is more than intriguing, but alas, so far we have too little information. Therefore, we continue to follow and wait.